Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. I am Mike and I'm with Julian.
Hello.
And unfortunately today we are not joined by Brogan.
No, are we? Where's he gone?
He's got a night off.
Well, he hasn't really, has he?
You shouldn't be allowed to have a night off, to be honest.
No.
You just need to move your camera.
Why is it moved?
That way a bit.
Is that better?
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Hey?
Yeah, keep going. Perfect.
I'm in the next chair.
So tonight we have a bit of a special episode.
How's that?
You're perfect now.
Right.
You're perfect and I've got the glare of the sun in my eyes.
As always.
As always. So tonight, Julian.
Yeah.
We are going to try and take you through AI, artificial intelligence, because it's a buzzword in the crypto.
You know I hate it though.
I know you do, but the viewers are interested.
Well, maybe I need to learn more about it.
Well, that's what we're going to try
and
and
then
do.
I'll not be as frightened of it.
I don't think you should be frightened of it.
It's fear that I don't like, you see.
I think with everything on this channel, what we need to do is take a look at what they're planning on doing with it and then seeing if it's the right way to use it rather than, saying it's rubbish.
Once it's out of the bag, you're going to get people using it for the wrong reasons.
Precisely.
That's my worry.
Well, as well as that, we've got some NFT news. Louis Vuitton.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
We've got some more Google AI news.
Right.
They've stolen your name.
I've seen that.
See, if you've noticed on our stream, your name isn't there.
No, we've changed it again, haven't we, today?
Google have issued us with a subpoena saying that we can't use the word bard anymore.
We had it first, though, surely.
Yeah, but they're a lot bigger than us.
Well, to be fair, we had it second after Shakespeare.
They've taken the name off us. So we'll have a big reveal of another name later.
Yeah.
And apart from that, we've got a question and answer session at the end.
Very good.
We've got some very important questions that need answering.
Yep. And you're in charge of the power station. And I'm in charge of I believe they're called peripherals. So anything is possible. So
we're going to try as best we can
to keep it like normal.
Until Hollywood returns.
Yeah. Have we got him on speed dial? Is he available?
He's not available. I'm hoping he's watching so he can give us some feedback.
Yeah.
But no, he's not here yet.
Right. Okay.
So I think what we'll do before we get onto the AI stuff.
Yep.
Let's have a quick look at the crypto price, because we love looking at the crypto price, don't we?
We do indeed.
What's your guess?
22,800.
I'm going to go for 22,550.
So low.
Yeah. But I am looking at it right now, and it's 22,540. So yet again, for the 43rd stream on the trot, I am the crypto warehouse price predicting champion.
Before we move on, Brogan is online.
Is he?
He's commenting already, so I think what we should do is raise a glass to absent friends.
To absent friends. I hope you're enjoying your revising. We will teach you as much as we can about crypto in the next hour.
Yep. Does he want to know, do you think, why I know that he's online? Because I'm in charge of the chats, aren't I?
You are in charge of. You're in charge of the menu.
Yeah.
And chats.
And the chats. I've got it all.
Yeah. So you have the power. I think you have the power to actually kick people from the chat.
Well, I wouldn't know how to do that. Yeah, I've got that power.
We don't want... You've got that power.
Yeah.
That power's in the bag.
Yeah.
But let's not kick anyone just yet.
No, okay.
So...
All right. Shall we move on to...
Word on the bird.
Word on the bird.
There's a couple of these, and some of them are to do with things we've talked about recently, actually. The first one is Binance's market share has increased to 55% of the world's total trading volume in January.
Is that now starting to get a bit dangerous?
It is, but this is what happens when all of your competitors are lying, cheating scum, like Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
Is that when they go bust, what you do is you have all these like crypto refugees.
Yeah.
Who kind of try.
Got to go somewhere.
They've got to go somewhere, so they've gone to Binance.
Cream rises to the top.
Precisely. And talking about cream rising to the top.
Yeah.
Our listings on Binance. We've now got 1,400 followers on Binance.
Incredible.
And 152,000 views in a week.
Thanks to everybody.
And anyone that's watching this from Binance.
Yeah.
We will try and keep up the good work.
We will.
Next word on the bird.
Mm-hmm.
This is called a fess hole. And it's a little bit like Coinfessions.
Oh no.
But I like this one this week. When I got married, my mother told me to save an exit fund should the marriage fail. Good advice.
Mm.
She's been married for 49 years, Julian.
His mother?
The woman who's been married.
Right.
How much do you think her exit fund now stands at?
Well, we don't know how much she's been putting away, do we?
No, we don't. But have a guess. 49 years. Compound interest.
She's got over $1 million there.
£315,000. And her husband still doesn't know.
It's not as good as I thought.
Her bed must be 8 foot off the ground. Next one. And this is more down your neck of the woods. I'm not a big fan of these, so I apologise in advance for the pronunciation. Hermes has won its lawsuit against Meta Birkin, which is an NFT artist, with the jury finding that the sale violated the Birkin trademark rights. Now, Birkin
type of bag
is the type of bag, but didn't it get its name from another person?
Yeah, I think it did.
Because
somebody famous that first sported it or something.
That's right. She was on a plane with the maker of Hermes.
Yeah.
And she was saying how the bag was too small to carry her goods. So he made her a bag and called it the Birkin. So it's funny that they've trademarked another
person's name. But yeah, they will do these days, won't they?
Exactly. Now we're going to move on.
Oh, yeah, really?
We are going to move on to the main point.
Okay. So this is called Fetch AI.
Yes. But before we get to that, I'm just going to give you a very quick definition of blockchain and AI, just so everyone who's watching has an idea. Yeah.
I've got feedback from Brogan, by the way.
What's that?
He's asking me if I've got comment highlighting on.
No, we haven't got highlighting turned on. The only highlighting I tend to like is at Christmas when you've got the TV guide out.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've no idea what he's talking about.
Me either, to be honest.
But thanks. I mean,
we're doing everything electronic, aren't we? I don't know why we'd need a pen.
No, neither would I. I mean, if I draw on the monitor, eventually
nobody else will see it, though.
Nobody will see it. Exactly.
Okay.
So, we know what a blockchain is.
Yes.
It's an immutable ledger that provides an immediate, shared, and transparent exchange of encrypted data. We know that.
Yeah.
Once it's on the blockchain, it can't be removed. And it's visible to everybody.
Yes.
So everyone who says that Bitcoin is a scam or a fraud doesn't realise that.
Well, the narrative of that's going to change when it needs to change.
Exactly. And that requires education.
Yeah. Well, it also requires the people that are adopting to time it right.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's not beat about the bush.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. They'll change their narrative when they have enough Bitcoin and enough Ethereum to decide what they're going to do.
And they need a belt to hold the trousers up.
Exactly. Now then, artificial intelligence. This leverages, which is a big word, computers, data, and sometimes machines to mimic the problem-solving and decision-making capabilities of the human mind. It also encompasses the subfields of machine learning and deep learning. So, very complicated stuff.
Yeah.
However, they're trying to solve real-world problems.
Yeah.
And this is a bit of a buzzword at the minute in the industry. So, there was a joke on Twitter the other day that if you put AI at the end of your project, it's going to make you 10 times the investment that you would have, because it's now the buzz thing.
Yeah.
So it used to be Bitcoin, then it was crypto, then it was blockchain.
Yeah.
Now it's AI.
Okay.
And the reason this has come about is that Microsoft have invested in a company called ChatGPT.
Yep.
Google have their own. And the one I've picked is Fetch AI. And Fetch AI they're the biggest by market size. They're the biggest AI token that you can get in crypto.
So what are you doing? You're buying the token for what? For their business within the AI industry?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're going to get onto the tokenomics of that in a minute.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to do was avoid going down the path of looking at the Google or the Microsoft, because they'll just use it for their own ends. So Fetch AI, it's not independent. Obviously, it's got investment. But I wanted to try and find something which was a bit more out there.
Yep.
So you can buy a token called a FET.
Okay. Pete's just joined us, by the way.
Who?
Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in. We're going to try and have a discussion about artificial intelligence, which is probably cleverer than the pair of us put together.
Pair of us?
Yeah. So you can trade this token.
Yeah.
It exists. It's on Binance and places like that. It's been going around for a while. I've got a nice graph on the screen that you don't need to look at, but basically this has been ticking along at 8 cents.
Yep.
And then with the advent of all the news about Google and Microsoft, it shot up to 55 cents, and now it's at 45 cents. Now, we're not giving financial advice. We never do on this channel. But anything that's gone up 5 or 6 times in value, it's probably not a good idea to buy it now.
You probably missed that boat, do you think?
You've missed it, but crypto goes in waves.
Yeah.
So it might go from 8 cents to 60 cents.
Yeah.
But then it'll come back down to 20, 25 cents, and then it'll go up to $1.
Yeah.
So it goes like that. So I just wanted to put the share price
like one
up
of those
there.
pirate rides at Alton Towers.
Yes. The one that just gets higher and higher each time.
Not
I had
for me,
3 days off work once with a migraine from one of them.
I've never been on one, and
You know
nor
what the
will
doctor
I.
said?
What did he say?
You're not as young as you used to be.
How old were you?
40, 41.
Hmm.
That was his diagnosis of me. Terrible.
Shocking, that.
So, we have a share price for it. It's out there. I think it's ranked in the top 100. It's got a market cap of $1.5 billion. So we would consider that to be a kind of medium cap size crypto. Now, Fetch AI, autonomous agent technology. Doesn't that sound posh? As my grandmother
Sounds a
would
bit
say.
creepy, though, don't you think?
Well,
agent technology.
Yes. Now, the way this works is that Fetch AI have built these bots, these computer programs.
Don't like the name, by the way.
Computer programs.
No, Fetch.
Fetch.
I want to put an L in it.
Call it Fet. Felt. Call it Felt. Call it what you want. Now, how does this work with the blockchain? That's what everybody wants to know.
Yeah. I don't see how it's possibly relevant, to be honest.
They've developed software that you can have in multiple places. So computers in Brazil, computers in America, computers in the UK, and they all work autonomously of each other.
Right.
But then when there's a problem to solve,
they come together.
They come together and solve the problem.
Right.
And the question really is, what problems can these things solve?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's all well and good having AI. And the biggest example with ChatGPT is you can have a conversation with it. You can ask it to write dissertations. You can ask it to write computer code. Other ones, you can ask them to draw you a picture in the style of Salvador Dali. Your example, I think, was the chap who sang with Kylie Minogue.
Oh, Nick Cave.
Nick Cave.
He hates it, doesn't Nick Cave?
Hates it.
Absolutely hates it.
Well, that's because it wrote 12 songs were better than anything he's ever written.
No, I don't think it was that.
But I think it falls down at Madonna. Doesn't quite know what she is.
Why is it wearing a cape?
Well, she looks like that creature out of the caves. You know, in Lord of the Rings, when they're running through that cave.
What's going on there, eh?
And Gandalf turns round and waves his wand.
Yeah.
And that big thing comes out. Well, that's Madonna. I think that's who she's modelled herself on. The creature from Mold.
It is very. Maybe it'll be all right once it settles down. That's what my mum used to say.
When you banged your knee and it's all swollen.
Yeah. Give it a few days.
So it's modular.
Yeah.
It can be used in multiple locations for multiple things. And it has, and this is the thing that obviously is quite scary, is it has machine learning. So it can learn from its past experiences.
But going back a step.
Yeah.
If it can write you a dissertation.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Why?
It's not you that's written it anymore.
Well, cleverly enough, I think somebody has written a countermeasure which can detect whether a piece of text has been written by AI or a human. So in the future, when you hand in your dissertation at university or at college or whatever it might be, they will be able to quickly run those.
Are we going backwards? Do you think they'll ask for them handwritten?
I think they should ask. Well, the thing with asking them for them handwritten is you just get it written for you in AI.
Yeah.
And then you just handwrite it out, don't you?
No, they won't by that stage because they're so idle to actually not be able to do it themselves. They're not going to sit hours and hours copying, are they?
True. But I get what you mean. But in terms of content producing, or if you're starting your own blog, you want to have something and you want to talk about Barnsley, whatever. It will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, and it'll never be perfect. But it can write you, say, 1,000 words about the history of Barnsley Football Club. Yeah. And then you can use that as your basis to put in your own real experiences. So although it's not good for maybe replacing people who write for the Guardian or the Telegraph, for the average person that's trying to get his own business off the line, it'll write their own adverts or it'll write their own Facebook posts, and it will do a lot of the work that person can't do. Yeah. Whether that's right or wrong.
Yeah, I still don't like it.
So then, we've got Fetch, and what I thought I would do...
It's like today. We were looking for a carpenter.
Yes.
Rightly or wrongly, what did I do? I went on the internet. I looked at customer feedback.
Yeah.
I looked at their website.
Yeah.
I looked at the website for spelling errors and to see whether they could have been bothered to upload their own pictures of their own work.
Yeah.
And how much attention to detail they'd spent in preparing how they presented themselves. Because if you're prepared to spend that much detail in that area, you're going to be decent at what you do. That relied on that person doing that, or having the nous to go out and actually employ somebody to do it for him.
Yes.
To actually just click a button, I could end up with any carpenter, couldn't I?
You could.
So the quality of the work is going to go down.
However, is it more important to have a carpenter that knows how to fix your door, or a carpenter that needs to know how to use the internet?
You're right, but as a blind reference point, the whole image is created by what you actually put out for the world to see. If that's then being watered down because anybody can do it, where does the cream rise to the top again?
That brings in real human testimony then, doesn't it?
It has to do, yeah.
Yeah. So when you go onto one of these like Rate My Builder sites, ratemybuilder.com, or there's another one, I can't remember the name of it. You go onto one of them and you see real humans. Yeah. And the issue you've got now is you really need people to be vetted to leave these testimonials. Yeah. Because what will happen is these testimonials just get written by bots.
Exactly. And how do you know that they haven't been?
Exactly. Well, you don't at the minute.
It's not good, is it?
No, it's not.
I can see why it could be good.
Yeah.
And I can see the causes that make it worthwhile, obviously, investing in. But there are too many downsides for me at the moment that don't outweigh the good.
Well, what we're going to look at now. Yeah. So if you look at this chatbot that writes this thing for you, that's probably the most rudimentary version of AI.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really need to do a lot of work for stuff like this. What we're going to look at in a minute are the bigger, more substantial applications of it. So there's a lot of people using this in healthcare. There's a lot of people using this for cars and traffic and whatever it might be.
Yep.
So we're going to look at them. And there was a thing called big data. And years ago, 10 years ago or 9 years ago, when Twitter first started, Twitter could predict the flu season and where it was going to strike based off the responses of people on Twitter. And at the time, they didn't have AI. What they had was what was called big data. Mm-hmm. Millions and millions of records.
Yep.
But they had no way of really digging into this. So if you take that one simple example and you apply AI to that one example, for example, AI would be able to tell you roughly which countries were going to be hit the hardest and worst, probably not too far in advance, but maybe a week before it really spreads, based on where the people are on Twitter. Now, in terms of healthcare, that's a great thing.
Yep.
Traffic is another one. So traffic, I know we've talked about Elon Musk, we've talked about his cars, we've talked about electric cars, and the traffic system in the UK is supposed to have these smart motorways.
Yeah, they've not gone well, have they?
No. But I think it's because we've tried to go down the path of doing the clever stuff
before we've got the nuts and bolts to be used on them.
Yeah. So AI can come along and look at the time of the season, it can look at the weather, the time of the day, it can detect how many people have gone to London on a certain day and then predict how many of those people are going to come back. It can do all the clever stuff and probably do a better job of it than a couple of people in an office trying to write the code for a few weeks. So there's a few things. So without getting into the technical parts of it,
Henri's just joined us.
Hello Henri. Welcome. Ça va? Bit of French for you.
Va va vous.
Va va vous. We're not going to get into the architecture of AI and Fetch AI because I don't want it to be
that would be a bit too technical.
Too technical. All you need to know is there are artificial intelligence programs running on different computers around the world that work independently of each other, and that information that they produce gets put onto the blockchain.
Okay.
That's as simple as I think we keep it.
And these fetch people, are they specifying in any particular area of AI?
This is what we're going to get onto.
Right.
So we've got the tokenomics of it, or how is the money made, which we'll look at later.
Yeah.
But what I tried to do was, under the ecosystem, they have lots of different industries that they're focused on.
Because in real world, all we're saying about buying their token is it's like buying a share.
Yeah.
In the hope that this company is going to go massive and your valuation is going to go up.
Well, this one, the reason I like this type of tokenomic is, the problem with, you buy these tokens and then they give you loads of these tokens and you don't know what to do with them. So what do? You sell them.
Yeah.
And all that sell pressure causes the price to go to zero. Precisely. With this project, you are rewarded as an individual for producing information for it. The people that have these different AI bots, wherever they are rewarded for having those AI bots.
Okay.
It's proof of stake.
Right.
So the more of this token that you generate for yourself and the more you stake, you'll get a reward from that, from the ecosystem. But the clever part of this is that the AI system, because it's based on big data, there's a massive buy pressure from everybody that wants to use it for their daily lives.
Right.
Whether it be an individual who wants to spend a token or whether it be a company that wants something analyzed. So there's buy pressure and sell pressure with this particular project.
Right.
Again, I am not advocating this as a project to go out and buy.
I'm
saying the tokenomics of it are there for everybody to see.
So in simplistic terms, if I'm as a company and I want them to research something for me,
yes,
I buy their token as form of collateral.
Correct. And then you pay that into the system.
Yeah.
And each individual AI component that contributes to your solution receives a fraction of what you have put in.
And they get their data back.
Yeah, exactly.
Understand this.
So I'm going to go through a few of the topics, and then I've picked one to look at, which is, let's call it move to earn.
Okay.
We'll get onto that in a minute.
All right.
So there's something called co-learn, which basically combines people's data together to create a more accurate picture. So it's taking lots and lots and lots of sample data, putting it together and understanding it a bit more. That's one example. There's another one.
Mrs. Fitz has just joined, by the way.
Hello, Mrs. Fitz.
She's giving us advice, though, on what we need to do about swapping images. Does she not understand how much pressure we're under? We've got no idea what we're doing.
I am literally wet from the neck down with sweat, perspiration, and keeping this together.
Yeah, I'm bolted to this desk with elastic bands, and trying to work out what I'm doing on my own iPad.
We're trying. What's her advice?
See, I'm struggling to even read it. It's that small. Swap your images to opposite sides of the screen. It will read better.
That's because if I look this way and wave...
I'm over there.
And you look the other way
and wave. That way.
We now look like we're waving at each other. Look. There you go.
But I'm not sure that all our viewers, and we have got 6... whether they'd be all happy waiting for a good 2 hours for us to correct that.
Absolutely not. Right, so...
I got here at 4.
So let me try and find it. Right, so the one we're going to focus on is called Mobix. Mobix. Mobix.
Okay.
Ride your bike and earn Mobix. Ready to go green and get rewarded. So it's all about the green thing, which is great in Gibraltar. With Mobix, let's call it Mobix. It sounds a bit better, doesn't it? You can earn just by choosing eco-friendly transportation methods like biking, e-biking, scootering, and more.
See, the problem is now coming to light why it's difficult with 2 people.
Why?
Because normally I would be absolutely appalled that you've raised this as an idea. But if I am, you've got nothing to bat against, have you? So I've got to sort of nod along as though I quite like the idea. When I'm inside, it's eating me up.
I'm Joe Root, and you've come in as the 11th man.
Yeah.
And we need another 40 runs.
Yeah, I'm Phil Tufnell.
You are. You're not even facing the right way for the delivery.
No. I forgot my gloves because I've got that busy. My hands are tied up with my spliff.
Now, what's good about this is, if you take the bike element out and you just go for the move to earn element, the move to earn element has been looked at by quite a few companies. There's one called Steppen.
Yeah, our local people are looking at it, aren't they, as well?
Big shout out to Sam Buxton and Dan.
Yeah, damn them.
Damn them.
Yeah.
Well, they're looking at something very similar where you go for a hike, you go for a very long walk, you get rewarded in points. Now, the good thing about...
How do they get money out of that?
Because you can match these types of people who like to go for hikes and walks, the energetic people, or like to ride the bikes. Those points generated aren't points you can just immediately turn into cash and you're not going to become a millionaire overnight out of it. But you might get a discount on
Mountain Warehouse
or rookhikers.com or something like that, where you might get 20% off. So it will benefit their lives without changing their lives, and that's the point with crypto. It's not necessarily you're going to become a millionaire, but applications like this, what this does on a big data point of view is it will look at the types of people who use it and look at the conversion from people who are jumping in the car to go to Morrison's, to getting on the bike to go to Morrison's, or walking to Morrison's. And that will calculate in their system how much CO2 hasn't been put into the atmosphere by using a bike or walking compared to a car.
Okay.
Right. So this isn't about you getting a very cool T-shirt that says...
It's not, is it?
I've walked to the moon and back.
Yeah.
This is about trying to reduce the amount of car mileage that people take, and in return getting rewarded, and governments can get involved.
More of a feel-good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I've always been about the physical. Something that I'm given, something tactile.
Like a badge.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about a virtual badge?
No, it's no good.
You want a real badge?
Or a sticker. I'll take a sticker.
Take a sticker. What about one of those silver pin? What
they're nice.
They're nice.
Yeah, they are nice.
Well, you might be able to walk 5,000 miles.
Yeah.
And get a nice plastic one. But if you walked 5,000 more, you might be able
I'm
to
from the
proclaim
generation,
a pin one.
But I'm from a generation that ate 50,000 Weetabix to get myself an enamel badge.
Very true. So, big data, Mobix. I gave you one example. There are others. If we go back to... Right. Here we go.
The question here from Brogan, actually, on what we're talking about.
Fire away.
Says, is there going to be any value of any currency based? There needs to be a reason to buy the currency.
As we've just said, obviously he's doing his research for his exam tomorrow.
Yeah.
But as we've said, that big data is a very, very valuable item. Commodity. Twitter, for example, for a very basic access to their data, charge $100 a month, and that's for individuals.
Wow.
For bigger companies, they charge thousands and thousands of dollars a month.
Right.
So as I was saying about the ecosystem, most ecosystems have sell pressure upon sell pressure. There's no reason to buy. In this example, companies will be looking at, not just companies, actually, we'll rephrase that, companies and governments will be looking at how they can use this to reduce the amount people walk. So use their car and then walk or cycle or whatever.
Yeah.
So the buy pressure there is from big governments, Big Brother, big companies. They will want to buy the tokens. You as an individual will earn these tokens maybe from going for a walk or whatever else it might be. There's other examples where you own your own health records.
Okay.
And health companies will pay you to access your health records, not to have access to Julian's records.
For the data.
But for the data of a man of your age, of your height, of your considerable muscular frame.
Yeah.
Right? And then use that along with another million people's information to compile maybe a marketing campaign.
And if I win that, do I get a badge?
There's no winning. There's no winning. You're going to end up like some Israeli general with just badges across your chest. I walked 5,000 miles. I walked 5,000
like
more.
Kenny Everett, it'll be out here.
Exactly. No, you all of these microtransactions eventually add up.
Yeah.
So you might get 20 pence or 10 pence for your data.
Yeah.
But that's not particularly you associated with it. It's just your data.
Yeah.
Cycling and walking around Lincoln or whatever else it might be, that data is valuable, but not tied to you.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
And you can sell all of those little tiny pieces of information, and then all of those transactions, you might end up earning 3 or 4 fetch a month, which is at current rate about $2 a month. But you and also 500,000 other people are earning that.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be things that you enjoy doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you enjoy walking and you're going to get paid for doing it, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah, it's an added bonus.
Yeah, I'm not going to join Fetch and I don't like walking at all, but then I'm going to start walking.
Yeah.
It's the reverse.
Exactly.
And there'll be millions of people that they can attract to do this.
Exactly. So in terms of AI is useful for reading big data and turning that into profitable business solutions. That's the way I see it working. Not only in move to earn, but healthcare, Education is another one.
Yeah.
You can look at, there's one here. I'm just going down the list now. I don't want to make it too complicated. But it can be used in the stock market. It can be used to look at trades. It could actually be used to create a portfolio.
Yeah.
Where it says to you, right, a person of your age, in your position, with your income, I would look at this kind of retirement portfolio. Yeah. So it can be used for everything.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
That'd be the end of Mark Talon.
Yeah, it would. Shout out to Schroders. And happy birthday, Mike Bull.
Yeah.
He turned 50.
Don't look a day over 30,
just shows how much he actually works at Schroders.
It really does.
He can end up looking that young.
Yeah, incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
So that's
he nearly looks as young as you, and yet you've got your light. That's what does it for you.
Well, I'm getting plenty of vitamin D from this.
You really are.
You don't need this vitamin D.
No.
You make your own.
That's it.
So, just to give you another example, without going on about this for the rest of the night, Singularity Net is another AI project.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into the details on it. It's not important, but they have a different set of markets that they're looking to appeal to. So there's one here for clinicians. There's one here for distributing computing power and storage. There's one here for an NFT gaming and marketplace. There's a health example. There's a music example. So obviously, if you create your own music, you want it stored in such a way where you get the royalties from it. I imagine this uses AI to maybe sell your Rift or whatever it might be. So there's lots of other examples. Fetch AI isn't the only example out there, but it's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And I think my takeaway from this entire industry is it's so new. If you are looking to invest in artificial intelligence tokens, you have to understand that it's so new that your investment is speculation.
100%.
And maybe one of these projects will work, or maybe none of them will work, and another one will come along and completely sweep the floor with them.
Yeah. The ones that will work are the non-sexy ones.
That's the thing.
Always.
I always use the Francis Lee analogy.
Yeah.
I bore people with it.
Yeah.
What did he do when he left playing football?
Scrapyard
and recycling plant.
Yeah.
And he made 50, 60 million quid selling his recycling plant.
Yeah.
It wasn't sexy. All he did was turn paper into, was it toilet paper he was making in the end? Yeah. Making toilet paper. He made enough money to go back and buy Man City.
Brilliant, that, isn't it?
Clever idea.
Yeah. Very clever idea.
Any other questions from you about AI, or is there any questions from the audience about AI before we move on?
I think my thing about it is very much on the media side of how it's being portrayed. But the actual nuts and bolts of what it could be good for, and how you could make money out of it, and how everybody can make money out of it, it's great.
Yeah.
But I just worry that we're a funny race of humans, aren't we? And we do tend to look for the nasty sides to make money quicker.
Well, that, believe it or not, is another... Hey, I've just done a transition. Look at that.
Nicely done.
It's actually got your name on there now. We've doxed you.
Brilliant.
That's what it's called. That's what the kids call it.
Doxing
you.
Right.
You're right, but...
I worry that it's going to it's going to remove excellence. Because the lines between not very good and excellence are going to be blurred because everybody can have a go. I don't like that.
My problem with wokeness is exactly the same thing.
Yeah, but that's where I think we've got a problem, because people like me that are gammon, they are not going to have the voice that's going to be listened to on this.
You're not allowed an opinion.
No.
You're not allowed an opinion.
And it's not an opinion because I don't like it and I don't like progress. It's the reverse of that. I see it stunting progress.
Yeah. Which is what communism did.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you can't motivate somebody to excel because they know that somebody else is going to get a job anyway because they fit or tick the box, they're not going to even bother.
Why bother?
And then they're going to move on.
Yeah.
And the only place where excellence will come to the fore will be in people who want to be entrepreneurs and have their own businesses.
Yep.
And they'll be allowed to excel because they run their own businesses. And what happens when people run their own businesses and become a success? They get targeted,
bought
out, or targeted and accused of being, privileged.
Yeah.
And all of these other things. So
you get assimilated like the Borg.
Yeah, they do. Or reggae sauce.
Yeah.
You got simulated in a nice way. Now then.
I've got a question here from Brogan. Do you think AI could be used to help educate people more on crypto, and how?
I think AI can.
I think it's a very sexy topic, which opens up rather dry crypto.
I think the key for me is you can ask AI to write an article in a tone.
Yeah.
So if I was going to write an article and give it to you to explain AI, it would do a job 10 times better than I've done.
Yeah.
But I would say, write an article to explain to Julian how artificial intelligence and the blockchain can benefit mankind.
Yeah.
The job. Then if for somebody like Brogan, from a technical background, I would say, write a technical overview for someone who understands technology on how blockchain and AI works. And it would write a completely different article in a different tone.
Mm-hmm.
So you could take it one step further and you could replace teachers for certain subjects where it's quite technical or it requires a lot of one-on-one time.
It could become a teacher's assistant.
It could,
rather than replacing.
Yeah.
It become, rather than watching a video.
Yeah.
You'd have this as a tool as a teacher.
Which would be interactive.
Correct.
And the problem with education is, unless you're very privileged and go to a private school, there is no feedback loop between you and the teacher.
No.
So this AI bot could sit there in the corner with the kid that doesn't get, trying to think of something.
Yeah, he don't get the attention, don't put his hand up enough.
Yeah, he's shy.
Yeah.
That AI bot will sit there.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's something they take home to do the homework with, and then it will go back to the teacher and say, you're ignoring these 3 kids, they're not understanding what you're saying. And then the teacher can then go and spend time with that pupil.
Yeah.
Because that pupil will then realise that they're not just going to sit there in the corner and be ignored. They'll actually get...
Yeah, you've got to participate.
Got to participate, exactly. So I think from that point of view, I think it'll help in education, but I think it'll help in all kinds of fields.
Very good.
So we are moving on now, Julian.
Okay.
So I'm now going to press a button, which is hopefully going to do another transition.
Now I've got that we're moving on to Revolut staking.
We've done it.
We haven't. We have not talked about that yet.
Yeah, we've done it.
Oh, you've moved on.
Yeah. So for anybody listening and your good self.
Yep.
Staking is when you lock your crypto assets for a set period of time to help support the operation of a blockchain. In return for staking your crypto, you earn more cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
Many blockchains use a proof of stake consensus mechanism.
Like interest in your bank, because that money is then used for somebody else's mortgage.
You're powering that bank to provide mortgages and loans, precisely. And the only real cryptocurrency, other than Dogecoin, the only real cryptocurrency that isn't proof of stake now is, of course, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Which is still proof of work because little miners sit there and whatever. So I'm a bit confused by this. So I'll go through
this is Revolut, the bank.
This is Revolut, which is the...
Massively popular out here in Gibraltar.
I believe it has 25 million UK and European customers.
Does it?
It does.
So it's like an internet bank almost.
It is an internet bank,
yeah.
You don't really have it on your computer as such, although they are talking about having it so you can log in on your computer.
Okay. It's more of a mobile.
More of your mobile phone. So, I'm not going to bore you with the details of it, but if you have Cardano, Polkadot, Tezos, or Ethereum, you can now stake that within the Revolut app.
Right.
And for example, for Ethereum, you can get 3.88%, which is actually excellent.
Yeah.
Now, the thing
you don't actually own the Ethereum there, though, do you?
This is the confusing part for me. I don't understand how you can stake an asset
that you don't own.
Because
you're only trading it.
Yeah. However, what's probably happening is Revolut have probably got an awful lot of cryptocurrency, that they're not making money on. And they want you to buy into that idea.
Yeah.
And in return,
they reward you.
Now, what's important about this is, last night, Brian Armstrong, who is the CEO of Coinbase, probably third or second biggest crypto company in the world, listed on the American stock market, he has come out and said that the SEC, which is the American Securities Commission, have said that they're going to try and outlaw staking in America.
Why would you do that?
Because they consider them to be securities rather than commodities, and therefore they see it as an unregulated or an unlicensed business.
Just regulate it then.
Precisely. So this is a great move by Revolut, but I think they're either using a backdoor, i.e., well, they don't hold the asset, so technically it's not security.
Yeah.
Because I can see the EU coming out and doing something similar, potentially in the future. So I think it's a great thing. I'm just not wholly on board with the staking of an asset that you don't hold.
No.
Really.
It's a bit odd.
It is a bit odd. So, moving on to Genesis.
Yeah.
So Genesis and Gemini and all of these other people, they were a little bit like Celsius. They were an earn platform.
Yeah.
Where you could deposit your crypto.
Did they fly too close to the sun?
They all kind of collapsed at the same time as FTX.
Yeah.
So I think this is this the company that's owned by the Winklevoss brothers?
Awful name, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So I'll read a bit of this out to you. So in the case of recently bankrupt Genesis, there might be some good news as the crypto brokerage has reached an agreement with its principal creditor, Digital Currency Group. It has also come to a broader agreement for repayment and restructuring with its general creditors that hold or represent more than $2 billion in claims. So the issue here is that they're not bankrupt, but this downturn in the market has given them a hole of about $2 billion, which is a big hole. But it's not a huge hole. It's not unsurmountable, unlike Celsius.
But it's one big hole, isn't it?
All of it together is a huge hole, yeah. I mean, you're probably talking across all the different failed platforms, 20, 30 billion.
Holes.
Together, yeah. If you look at FTX is 14 billion.
I mean, that's a lot more than in Blackburn, Lancashire.
It's a lot.
That's a joke for a certain age group.
I can't talk about that. So the announcement from Genesis is they will provide a path for consensual resolution. It's a great American term, that, isn't it?
That's a Paltrow-esque.
Do you know what conscious uncoupling.
Yeah,
I like that one. So basically they're gonna try and come out of the other end of this, still owing the money, but still being in business. Because as we know, in 18 months' time, we should be in a bear market.
Yeah.
And at that point, all of these assets that are, creating their hole will have gone.
So they're basically asking the creditors to keep massaging the heart while they can see things through.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's good news. It's good news. It's one we need to keep an eye on.
Shanghai in March.
That's right. So then, we've talked an awful lot about Ethereum on here. And in November, was it November or October time, we had the merge.
November, was it?
Something like that. So I tweeted the other day, Ethereum is now the biggest deflationary crypto asset in the world. Since the merge, the total supply of Ethereum has fallen by 12,290 ETH during a bear market. Imagine the level of deflation during the next bull run. And what I mean by that is, the more transactions that happen on the network,
the more you burn,
the more it becomes deflationary.
Yeah.
Now, the issue here is there's only 120 million. And we've already burnt 12,000 in a very short space of time. It doesn't sound a lot, but like I said, we're in a bear market. If you look at the bull run as being maybe a 10 times the volume that we have now, and suddenly you start losing 120,000, you're up at 0.1% of total circulation gone in 3 months. So I've kind of brought up the actual figure. So since I tweeted this, which was yesterday, the total burn is now 14,572. So it's actually gone from negative 0.025% to negative 0.03%. So as we start to see more and more transactions, this is going to go south very, very quickly. So Shanghai, great names. I think the one that started the merge was called London.
Right.
And these are named after where the decision was made.
Oh, right.
That's all you need. There's nothing clever, like favourite places that Vitalik's been on holiday, or you know, spin the globe and stick your finger in. No.
Upstairs bog.
Precisely. So an upgrade is coming to the Ethereum blockchain. Investors should be prepared for it to potentially disrupt cryptocurrency markets and be a tailwind for the business of digital asset broker Coinbase Global. Ethereum's Shanghai hard fork, is expected to occur next month, marking the latest major upgrade to the ecosystem. Now, we don't need to read any more of that. A, because we can't, we have to subscribe, but B, I know what it's going to say.
Yeah.
So 2.5 years ago, your Ethereum was locked.
Yep.
And you were getting paid 3 or 4, 5% interest on that. But it was locked through the merge and through to a point where it was going to give you your money back. And Shanghai starts the process of giving you your money back.
Right, okay.
Now, there's 30, 40, 50 million ETH locked. And what this is going to do is it's going to slowly unlock your Ethereum. So it's not going to, so if you've got 10 Ethereum staked, as of April, for example, you might get half an Ethereum back or 0.3 Ethereum back every month for the next 12, 18, 24 months. So this isn't going to cause a huge glut of Ethereum to appear onto the market, but it probably will cause a downward pressure.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say. I've not read the actual details of this, but I know it's going to be unvested over a longer period of time. You're not going to get it back. So you're not going to see 40 million Ethereum sold on one day.
It's not going to be one big drop.
Not going to be one big drop.
But even then, I think the knowledge that it's coming surely is going to make the price go down. I would have thought.
I would think so. Or what might happen, as with all these things, there'll be a run-up in the price. So there might be a massive drop in the price, maybe from 1,600 to 1,300. It will happen, and it will have such a negligible effect on the market that then the price will then start to rise. Or it'll go the other way. The price will rocket, then it'll come out, and then the price will drop. But I can't see it having a huge long-term effect or a huge medium-term effect.
Yeah.
So that is our Ethereum upgrade. And now,
Bard.
This is the reason you are no longer the Bard.
I know.
Do we have any questions?
On Bard AI or anything in general? No, we've not had another question. We had a comment that you sound like a proclaimer.
That would be to do with my 5,000 miles comment.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure whether you need a new nickname.
Well, I'd prefer not to. You know, I never liked it in the first place.
Yeah, but you could do with something like One Hinch Punch. Because of your poems and things. Maybe. I don't know.
We'll have a think about it.
So we can't use Bard anymore.
No.
Because Google unveils AI chatbot Bard.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yep. So, ChatGPT became the fastest growing consumer application in the history of the internet. Do you know how many people used it in the first month? Something like 100 million.
I'm not surprised.
100 million people. Google have now unveiled its new experimental conversational AI service called the Bard. You see, you're not experimental. You're tried and tested.
Yeah, absolutely. Been running up and running for now 8 months.
You are John Stones.
Yeah.
You don't
Steady. Reliable.
Been there, done that.
Correct.
You're not. What's that?
Been given the T-shirt.
You're not Ganascio, are you?
No.
Exactly.
Cheese Nacho, him that started last night for Man United. No.
So, what would you like to know? AI is the most profound technology we're working on today. Whether it's helping doctors detect diseases earlier, as we said before about Twitter, or enabling people to access information in their own language, AI helps people rather than replace people. That's why we reorientated the company around AI 6 years ago, and why we see it as the most important way we can deliver on our mission to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. There'll be a caveat somewhere along there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that sounds all too good to be true.
It does. In order to ensure a high level of quality and safety, Bard will first roll out to a small group of trusted users. Have you ever been in touch with you?
No.
So they steal your name, and then they don't even bother asking you. Shocking.
I know.
Utilizing a lightweight model version of Lambda. I've heard of that.
Yeah, that exists as well.
Isn't that to do with
drama? Have they nicked all these names?
I'm surprised they didn't call it Banana Llama.
Yeah.
Before scaling to a wider audience, more information is expected to be unveiled at the Google Presents event in Paris on February the 8th, which was yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, did you see their stock price?
Yes.
It tanked.
It did.
Because it didn't work.
Did it not?
No.
Oh, dear.
The Bard saw its arse.
It did.
Was a Bard arse. Right, should we move on?
Might as well.
We're doing really well for time, by the way.
Good stuff.
It's 7:54. This is the time where we normally get our surge in viewers.
Is it?
It is.
Well, we're not doing yet.
Sorry?
We're not doing yet.
Not yet. We've got another 6 minutes before people kick in.
Right.
I think we must catch the end of something like The One Show.
Maybe.
Or Neighbours.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Or people have just finished eating their pasty and chips.
Yeah.
And then they just come on, and we've got to the end of our show, and they're just cursing, aren't they?
God, probably watch the local news, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
Probably. Right. More controversy to do with Bitcoin. Always controversy with Bitcoin.
We talked about this last time, didn't we? This NFT business on there.
We did. So
we didn't like it.
No, and it got worse today.
Oh, no.
Because the Bitcoin name service was announced. So the Bitcoin name service, you have an Ethereum name service.
Right.
You have a Solana name service, and you have a Luna name service.
For what?
For domain names.
Right.
So you could have thebard.sol.
Right.
Thebard.eth.
Bitcoin.
ETH.
Bit.
Now, don't you jump in the gun there.
Sorry.
You jump in the gun. Now you'll be able to have thebard.btc.
Okay.
Not sure about it. But now what happens is, if somebody sends Solana or a Solana coin to thebard.sol, it'll arrive in the wallet that you've connected to that name. Same with ETH. So you could have bard.eth, and you would receive any ETH sent to you on that name to the wallet you've connected. So it's kind of like a mask that masks over all of these really stupid long names and just gives you a very simple word to cover it. So we'll get onto that. This isn't to do with that. This is 11,000 NFTs have been minted to the Bitcoin blockchain.
I don't like this.
I don't like this either. I kind of like it from the point of view that they should be allowed to do it.
Yeah, but
I don't like it in terms of it's not pure.
No.
You know, I know. I said the other week about you can get gold bullion and you can get gold coins.
Yeah.
And if you can trap these NFTs into the same taxation system as gold coins and they become tax free, then yes, it makes sense to do it.
Yeah.
But if it's going to block up the blockchain by filling the blocks, making the blocks too big, slowing down the network, then the network has to adapt, which takes time, to allow it to then take on these NFTs.
Yeah.
So, Ordinals, which is the name of the project, launched in January and caused an uproar in the Bitcoin community as enthusiasts, advocates, and developers argued the merits of putting JPEGs on the blockchain. While the heated debate continues, the number of Bitcoin inscriptions using Ordinals has already surpassed 11,000 on Tuesday. There's 11,000 of them already.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Whatever happened to scarcity?
Yeah.
You know, one of the problems with this kind of tech is there's no limits because it's open and decentralized. You can make 500,000 NFT projects on Ethereum and nobody can stop you. So it's just a bit daft.
It is. You want proper numbers that mean something.
Yeah.
Not this.
No.
Like our subscriber numbers, they're proper numbers.
Exactly.
And we'd like people to click and subscribe. That's a shout out for Brogan there. Click on the bell. What else do they have to do on your screen there?
Don't know. What are they? Click, subscribe,
like,
press the bell
thing,
ask for the bellboy to turn up.
Jobbo.
Something like that. Wave at us. I think
maybe
we could start a new YouTube craze.
Yeah.
Of people waving.
Pete did wave earlier, actually.
Who did?
Pete.
There you go.
I'm waving. He said when you said hi to Pete, he said I'm waving, which I thought was a nice touch.
It's a lovely touch.
Yeah.
Well, long-time Bitcoiner Dan Held tweeted his support of Ordinals, saying the project is good for Bitcoin. Held shared a screenshot from an email by the late Hal Finney, where he wrote about crypto trading cards. Held said Finney would like Bitcoin NFTs. Finney, who passed away in 2014, is one of the many believed to have been pseudonyms for Satoshi Nakamoto.
Okay.
And I kind of get the entire idea of it, but it's not pure.
No, it's just I don't feel quite right.
No, it's not.
It's not in the right place.
No, I don't think it's coming from the right place.
I think
the
people
don't either. Who've made it are probably doing so to try and profit.
There we go again. Humans.
Yeah. We need to replace them with AI.
It's far backfired.
Right then.
We're moving on to LV.
Let's talk about Louis Vuitton and Yayoi Kusama.
Do we know who this is?
Who?
Yaya Kusama or whatever she's called.
I think she played for City about 8 years ago.
Probably cost a lot more than they put through the books as well, allegedly.
Do you know who it is? Don't you? I thought you would know.
Is she the woman that's put dots on everything?
Should we have a look at who Yaya Kusama is?
Is that who she is?
Well, let's try. Everybody will be watching just how slow I am typing this.
Everybody's saying yes for the wave, by the way. We've had good feedback on that idea.
There you go. Right. So Yayoi Kusama. Do you remember The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Do you remember the little tiny thing?
Yeah, she's got like a cut-out haircut, so she can see out.
With glasses?
Yeah.
Right. She looks like that with orange hair.
She's just basically taken a nice classical bag and thrown coloured dots at it. I think that's who it is.
Yeah, she's 93.
Really?
Ooh.
She should know better. Is that her? Is that what she's done? Or am I thinking of somebody different?
Should we have a look at some images for her?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's dots everywhere.
Yeah. And I think they superimposed dots on a load of landmarks around the world. And it looked feces. I'm being brutally honest about it. It looked like I could have done it on Photoshop. And I don't know how to use Photoshop.
Wait, just have a look at this picture. That's what she looks like.
That's her, yeah.
Yeah. So, should I read this drivel?
Yeah, go on. Enlighten us.
So, Louis Vuitton and the famous Japanese artist Yaya Toure are releasing their first NFT collaboration. This is after the successful launch of their first NFT game a few months ago. I had no idea there was a game.
No, me either.
The partnership between the two international icons offers customers access to 10,000 digital assets. Further, Louis Vuitton celebrates their 200th anniversary by allowing customers to easily exchange these digital assets for tangible copies.
Right.
So,
We've been brought to task, by the way, by Mrs. Fitz, who's saying that she's a well-known artist and has been for decades.
Has she?
She has, because she's very old.
Is she talking about Mrs. Fitz, or is Mrs. Fitz
no, she's talking about Yaya Toure.
Yaya Toure. Well, we wouldn't know. We're uncouth, aren't we?
Yeah.
We don't know what we're talking
Nearest
about.
I got is that I knew that it was to do with dots.
Yeah. Well, this has got dots and tentacles, so it's like a spotty...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a spotty octopus. Spoctopus, maybe.
Maybe
a spoctopus.
Yeah.
That's the end of the article. I mean, like I've said 100,000 times on this channel, NFTs, you should not buy NFTs. You shouldn't go anywhere near NFTs. NFTs are a waste of money and a waste of time. It's not financial advice, but we don't recommend anybody buys any NFTs.
No.
Have you got any NFTs?
Only that one.
The Art Punk.
Art Punk.
Yeah, we like Art Punks.
It just sits there, it's something to look at occasionally.
But we don't recommend to anybody watching to buy
I mean, the basic idea of this then is she gives you an NFT and you can swap it for a bit of art.
Yeah. Now, I don't get this, because wouldn't you just go and buy it
just
online?
buy the proper art.
Yeah.
Because all that's going to be is generated art, surely, because she's knocked out that many NFTs. It's not going to be a proper art piece that's going to be in comparison to her original works, is it? Because it's tied to the NFT.
You know what would be cool?
Yeah.
If the NFT was just a picture of dots with numbers on. And for you to actually get the physical piece sent to you, you'd have to connect all the dots together to draw, let's say, an octopus. To draw all the octopus tentacles. And then you press a button when you've finished. And it turns from dots into a picture of the actual piece of art that you're going to be sent.
It's not a bad idea.
You could call it Yaya Toure's Dot to Dot.
Yeah.
NFT collection.
Or you could have all famous Yaya Toure goals, and the dots could be like a spot the ball competition.
Exactly. You've got 3 attempts,
and
if you actually get it wrong, it deletes your NFT.
Disappears, piff paff puff in front of you.
And then you get sent a picture of this 94-year-old lady with a hammer, smashing your actual piece of art. Or she stood
with a piece of paper like Bob Dylan. It just says loser on it.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
You know, this light is that bright. Every time I close my eyes, you just got a circle where your face is. It's like I'm slowly blinding myself with this light.
You are.
It's amazing. Well, that's the end of the articles. Hey,
we're down to question time.
We're down to question time.
I've made it all the way through. My part of that job there has gone like a dream. Has to be said.
Now we have a question for the audience. If anybody is left.
She's not Mrs. Fitz's cup of tea either, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, good.
No.
I never liked him.
Didn't rate him.
Just used to foul people in midfield. He was like a fat Patrick Vieira.
Well, like he didn't know his own size.
Yeah.
You know, one of them kids that grows a bit too fast.
Or a big dog that thinks it's a chihuahua.
Yeah.
And just sits in your lap and it's like 8 foot tall.
Yeah, exactly like that.
I agree. Right then, for the audience, without cheating...
Using AI, you mean?
Without cheating, without using Google.
Yep.
What is the longest word that can be typed using the letters on the top line of a typewriter or a keyboard?
Wow.
What's the longest word?
Is that the QWERTY line?
Yes, the QWERTY line. The QWERTY yup.
I would have gone for question, but there's no S in there,
You're
is
not
there?
And
I'm not allowed to go?
No. You did the second week running. You've done this.
All right, okay. Do you want to give me my question then while they have a think?
Julian.
Yeah.
Jam or cream first on a scone? Scone or scone?
Scone for me.
Scone for me too.
Yeah.
Jam or cream first on a scone?
No brainer, it's jam.
What if it's really, really thick? What if the cream is thicker than the jam?
It's all down to its skiddability for me. Cream's quite skiddy.
Or do you?
And it's got to be clotted cream anyway.
That's the thing for me.
So you know what consistency your cream's going to be. It's going to be silky.
Exactly. But what about jam on one side?
Yeah.
Cream on the other side.
And what? And bang them together?
Yeah.
Sometimes them scones are a bit wide. Yeah. No, I'm not having that. No, it's jam on the bottom.
Jam.
For 2 reasons. One, it calms down the crumbliness of the scone. due to it being sticky. If you put your cream on, that crumbliness just rolls into your cream.
Yeah.
Then your cream will stick also onto the other side of the jam. It acts as a conduit for both applications.
I like this. This is a good answer.
Because what you've got with the other alternative is you've got cream, fine, okay, it's mixed in a little bit with your scone. You can live with that. As soon as you put your jam on top, that stickiness drags both layers off the scone.
You do know we're going to make this into a short, don't you?
Absolutely. I think it's sound advice.
This is going to be...
The only thing I don't know, which I'd ask people's advice on, that is either known as a Devonshire method or a Cornish, and I believe that's the Devonshire method.
There's two things with Devon and Cornwall.
Yeah.
There's the pasty and the scone.
Yeah. The cream tea, I believe.
Yeah. Now, the pasty is an interesting one because one of them has sweet and savoury.
I thought that was the Cornish miners one.
Yeah. And the other doesn't.
No.
I prefer the Cornish miners. It makes more sense.
It does, but I wouldn't want one.
You think you've got a meat and potato pie on one side, and an apple on the other, apple pie.
No,
on the other
side. I don't want pie and pie.
I do.
No, I want pie and Mars bar. Pie and
cream. My final follow-up to that.
Power tip. That's one answer for your top of your keyboard.
Who said that?
Mrs. Fitz.
Good answer.
Power top.
It's not right. I'm going to give you all a clue.
She's agreed with the jam concept due to the skiddability.
I'm going to give Mrs. Fitz, because she's my wife, I'm going to give her a tip. The longest word begins with a T. Next question for you then.
It's your question.
No, I've got one. I've got a follow-up to you. I've not finished with jam and cream yet.
All right, okay.
Third topping other than jam and cream. What would you add if you had to add one more topping to a scone? And you can't have butter. Butter doesn't count.
No, I wouldn't want butter. I would probably go...
What else would you put on a scone?
With the jam and the cream?
No, it doesn't have to be.
Does it not? Well, I'll tell you what I do. Have you tried it with lemon curd?
Don't get Mrs. Fitz started.
The sharpness of the fine lemon curd complements that clotted cream to perfection.
Mrs. Fitz loves lemon curd.
You've
heard of LL Cool J?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the letters are, but it's LL loves
lemon curd.
Lemon curd.
Ooh,
Fitz.
Yeah.
LLC Fitz. That's a good answer, that.
The best lemon curd, well, not lemon curd actually, this year we've had is raspberry curd.
Raspberry?
Yeah, and it was from Harvey Nichols.
Oh, good shout.
Yeah, excellent.
Where is it?
Yeah.
I'll have to try
and
that.
Lime curd from Fortnum's.
Don't think we've ever had that.
Whereas Steph, she likes the Morello cherry curd with chocolate. Again from Fortnum and Mason. Not that we're sponsored, but we are looking for sponsors.
It would be great if we were sponsored by Fortnum's.
It really
would.
It'd
be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what's really good from Fortnum's? They do a selection of chutneys that you have with cheese and crackers or cheese and bread. And the issue is that you treat them with the care and courtesy that they deserve until it's 11 o'clock at night and you've had a big meal, but it's made a big hole in your stomach, and then you literally assault it, and you end up with a centimetre thick piece of cheese, which is thicker than the cracker and the chutney combined. So when you bite it, it's heavenly.
What's worst situation for me is when you're left with those types of chutneys and you end up trying to find stuff to dip in it, and it ends up with being salted crisps.
Right, so we'll give them a little bit more time. So the question is, for anybody still listening,
our audio's gone off. What?
No, it hasn't.
Apparently. Been told our audio's gone off. Is it still off?
Speak. No, audio's fine. Hang on, we can very quickly.
That's the customer feedback.
We can very quickly tell. Audio's fine. There you go. Has one of our dogs sat on the mute button? That would be my answer to that question. So, my
Pete says he can hear us okay, so all's good in Lincolnshire.
Right. My question.
Yeah.
Oh no, we were going to give them the question again, weren't we? The longest word that can be typed using the letters on the top line of a keyboard or a typewriter is, and the answer begins with a T.
Yeah.
That's their question. Mine is, what does DYOR mean? Dior. What does that mean? Do you know what it means?
No idea.
It means do your own research.
One of the things that we always say.
Always say. There was a report published today, in fact, and it showed a lovely graph of all these crypto people, YouTubers, and their advice on when to buy and sell. So if you imagine the line going up, sell, 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 and then the line down, buy, 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 buy. They were accurate 40% of the time, 30% of the time. And our good friend of the channel, Raf, or Web3, he actually tweeted it, and I retweeted it back. And this is why we say, do your own research means, if you understand what the coin or project does in 30 seconds, and you would use it, then you invest.
Exactly.
So, would I buy shares in a lingerie company? No.
No.
Would I buy shares in Krabby's?
Yes.
Yes, I would. Invest in things that you understand and you like and you would use, and that will keep you on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Rather than looking at AI tokens is a great one because everybody's buying them at the minute. Don't buy AI tokens if you don't understand what it's going to do.
Yeah.
If you see an AI token that says, we're going to digitize the entire health industry of North America and we're going to make it so people's health bills fall by 60% and we've been signed off by the US government, then that's a pretty
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be tracking how many miles Barnsley FC footballers don't run in a football match, it's probably got
a bit niche.
It's a bit niche.
Even though the picture's probably a really nice one.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Except for probably one of those, the right back that you don't like that just runs on and the line just goes on and then substituted off and then there's no movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that, I'm sure they are very pretty.
Yeah.
Aren't they? Well, that's my question answered.
Okay, we've had one more answer for your keyboard question.
Go on.
Troop.
The longest word that can be typed using just the letters on the top line of a typewriter or keyboard is typewriter.
Wow. Impressive, that.
Do we like that?
Very impressive, that. You get that on Countdown?
No.
Oh.
He's just some random person on the internet who just, look, I'm bowing there. Look how good I am bowing.
Not much time delay either today.
That's it.
Tell you what, we've got through that, haven't we? We were quite worried.
I am damp.
Yeah.
I am damp. I am. Yeah. We've done it. We've not had a glitch.
No.
But we've missed Brogan awfully.
Yes.
Haven't
it's
we?
A lot easier with 3.
It is.
Hugely easier with 3.
There's no that. The awkward silence you get when you don't agree with the other person.
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult. It's like,
I don't think we've had that yin yang today.
No.
Because you can't tell me something and then say, well, that's shit. And then you keep talking about it because what's the point?
Exactly.
Whereas one of us usually sort of says, tell me more.
Exactly. You know what I feel like? I feel like I've brushed against you inappropriately.
Yeah.
In a corridor on a train.
Yeah.
And we're both looking at each other.
Yeah. Did that actually happen?
Yeah. That was very uncomfortable. I didn't mean that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that. But it was good. And as I keep saying about the number of viewers logging in, it's going up as we speak.
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
There we go. Just as we turn off as usual.
When are we live, Julian?
Back on Tuesday, Monday? Monday.
We are back on Monday.
Yeah.
I would please, because we've not done a lot tonight, please do us a big favour and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, we haven't had concentration levels to ask people to click and subscribe. We've just literally been trying to live.
My vein here is doing this.
You've had a lot of buttons to press there. and I think I've pressed a few buttons.
Yeah. So please like and subscribe, and
even if it's only out of pity.
Yeah.
Just for the next few days.
Feel sorry for us. We don't know what we're doing.
No.
I don't know why we're here.
We're a man down because has he got an exam tomorrow?
He's got an exam. Something to do with economics.
Oh yeah.
Economics, yeah. He's got a big exam. So he's not here. He'll be back on Monday.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But we've done it.
We've got through it.
We've
proved we can do it.
If you could see the behind the scenes of the cables, we've completely rearranged the office so we can get things in the... You
bought me a Crabbies. I don't drink a lot.
No.
It's not been enough. I had to top it up with Benedictine.
He's been drinking Crabbies and Benedictine.
Yeah. Let me tell you, in terms of a sensational taste, you can't... like a really good curry, when you eat it, but you only know that it's got that lovely background flavour when you do an internal mouth burp.
Yeah. And
let it through your nose.
Yeah.
That was the same. The Benny came out on the backburn.
Did it?
Very nice.
I love Benny. Benny's a good drink.
Yeah, me too. We'd like to be sponsored by them.
Yeah, anyone listening that wants to sponsor us, we will take anything. We will take Benedictine. Marks and Spencer's is a good one.
Yeah.
Not as good as Fortnum and Mason.
No.
Or Harvey Nichols.
If only for the lemon curd.
Yeah. In fact, what we could do, let's record a 60-second short now that we can put out to Fortnum and Mason.
Because we like them so much.
Ready? I'm going to count you. I'm going to count you with a question.
Okay.
Julian.
Mm-hmm.
We're big lovers on this channel, Crypto
Absolutely.
Warehouse channel, of fine things. What's the finest thing that you can think of that you like?
The finest thing in my life, I would associate with Christmas.
I would agree.
And that is Fortnum and Mason.
Absolutely.
For me, Christmas is not Christmas without a Fortnum and Mason something.
Every single year for the last 15 years, we've had a Fortnum and Mason hamper.
Well, lucky you.
Filled with goodies.
That's lucky. I'd be happy just with a biscuit tin.
Anything.
Or with a jar of their finest lemon curd.
Their curd is good.
Anything that came in their luxurious, beautifully coloured green stroke blue bags.
Perfect.
Yeah. And it gives me a warm glow.
I think with the number of millionaires that watch us on TikTok and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, I think Fortnum and Mason would go a lot further and do far worse than sponsoring Crypto Warehouse.
Absolutely. And for a postal address, if you just want to send us a hamper, it's 15/2 Gardeners Road.
That's it. Done it. I'll clip that and we'll send it to them.
Excellent.
So thanks for watching. Anybody got any questions before we go? We'll give you 10 seconds to ask the question.
No? Right. We're not.
Any other comments?
Everybody's telling us that we've done well.
Have they?
Yeah.
I don't think we've done bad. We do need Brogan.
Desperately
Brogan
so.
is the youth.
Yes.
He's the energy.
Yeah.
He's the tinkerer.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work well without him.
No.
Does it?
It's not the same.
It's not the same. So, thank you. We've made it. And
Pete's asking if you missed the dad joke. There hasn't been a dad joke
where's
today.
the dad joke?
There hasn't been one.
Why not?
Because we've had too much on. I'm not really in a dad joke mood.
Have you got no dad joke?
No, I'm leaving with my favourite one, which is a ponderer.
Go for it.
I just keep asking people, what does the LGBTQT stand for? But nobody will ever give me a straight answer.
Please like and subscribe.
See you Monday.
We have no idea how to turn this off.
So you do it for us.
So what we could do is I'm going to press this button that says intro. I'm going to press this button that says outro. If you can still hear us talking...
6 were watching, we're down to 4. They're leaving. Right.
We'll see you all soon.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Goodbye.